I can remember about 18 years ago when we were all making beef jerky. Mountain Seasonings came out with a jerky seasoning. It was a jerky rub. And with me today is Huns Hummell, and he is the owner of Mountain Seasonings. And Hans, thank you for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me.
You bought the company about, what, 5 years ago?
It's been 5 years now. Yeah, the former owners were retiring, and now we're looking for somebody to carry on their traditions. So.
Yeah, and I understand that, well, and I use the stuff, religiously, so.
Well, thank you.
And love it, and have for years. But now we've got marinades and...
Right. Kind of our philosophy was that we love to cook. We love to cook outside. We like to cook with wild game. And we just, try to pair our products for those type of people that like to do that kind of cooking as well. We've come out with marinades, brines, expanded our sausage line, some more different accessories to help in the jerky making process. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
It's been fun to watch you grow. It really has.
Well, thank you.
I've gotten to go on a trip through the shop over there, and
right.
And I've got to see it expand and grow, and it's really neat. And I've talked to a lot of people that are using, the seasonings, and very pleased. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. But I have some questions for
Sure.
you. Can you explain to us what's the difference between the old rub,
Right.
and a lot of us still use rubs,
Uh-huh.
but what's the difference between a rub and a brine and a marinade?
Okay. A rub really is just for coating the outside of the meat when you're cooking it. The brine actually will penetrate into the meat so that when you're smoking it, you don't have to achieve the higher temperatures you would when you were cooking it normally. The marinade just kind of breaks down the meat and then injects the seasoning and the flavor a little bit deeper than the rub would on the outside.
Cool. Okay. So a person can use this for domestic meats
Correct.
as well
Uh-huh.
as wild game.
Right.
And you do have some lines that are specific to wild game.
We do.
But a lot of us that have a little more experience like to experiment.
Right. And that's what we love to say that in our instructions and when we talk to our customers. Use our products as a base, and then as you use them more and more, you may want to add some more garlic, or you may want to throw jalapenos and cheese into your summer sausage. So we highly encourage that. We have an extensive cookbook selection at home, and we rarely follow the recipe. So,
now you sound like Andy, because
right.
he loves to go off a little bit.
Right.
So. And me too. On your Link Master and your jerky maker,
Uh-huh.
and they're very intimidating. Any jerky
Right,
seems
sure.
to be, because everybody's worried about the health thing, and it looks difficult. It's really not.
It's not. No, and we have very easy to follow instructions. We list the temperatures that your meat needs to be at. It's broken down the amount of seasoning you need to use. It's made for the first time user.
Okay. And on the different seasonings.
Uh-huh.
What can we expect to find?
Well, we have a broad selection. I mean, we have ones for fish, wild game, domestic meats, and really they can be used for, if you like the flavor, use it on whatever you want. But we try to pair it with the different game species just to make it easier for people that are using it for the first time.
Well, and I've noticed too that on the back of the jar you kind of give them an idea that this can also be used for...
Right, and we
Yeah.
love to do that. We love to experiment. For instance, the grill rub, it's not just for grilling meats. There's a recipe on the back for doing grilled asparagus. That's fantastic. So,
And you also have some kits
Mm-hmm.
for sausages and...
snack and sticks, jerky. We have duck and goose jerky kits, as well as for wild turkey or domestic turkey.
It really opens the door up for everybody, like on my show that I do, Cooking on the Wild Side.
Right.
Now that you've got your wild game, you've given them an avenue to have
Well,
something to do with it.
A lot of people, they have their deer or elk down and they don't know what to do with it, and we try to make it as simple as possible for those people that are using it for the first time.
Cool. Well, if anybody wanted to get in touch with you, how would they go about that?
We're on the internet at himtnjerky.com. We have an 800 number, which is 1-800-829-2285. We're available from 7 to 4 p.m. You're always going to get a live person. You won't get a recording. So if you call during our business hours.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me.